This month, we're asking for your support for our premium programs via the Escapist Plus and YouTube memberships. Your support allows us to continue making the content we want instead of chasing algorithms with the latest trends. Plus, you get a bunch of perks like ad-free viewing via the Escapist Plus on our website, early access on YouTube via YouTube memberships, and bonus content like our monthly Ask the Creators video series where we answer your burning questions. We've also added 3 new perks to our $5 tier, including a 15% discount on merch via our Teespring shop, a new piece of bonus content called Escapist Highlights featuring the best moments from our streams each month, and a new members-only live stream, The State of the Escapist, where you get a quarterly update on how the site is doing from our editor-in-chief. New merch is also now available for Adventures, Nye, Zero Punctuation, and more. Thanks to our fans' continuing support, The Escapist is on track for our best year yet. Was that slow enough, Nick? I'm confused, Suda51. I was under the impression there were no more heroes 3 games ago. Then you had a desperate struggle trying to find a few to carry the sequel the way one roots around in a stubborn nostril for the last few scraps of tasty bogey before anyone notices. Then the series went quiet for so long, and I feel like I'd finally come to terms with there being no more heroes, only for you to find a few more lying around for another sequel. Were there ever no more heroes, Suda51? Final Fantasy never fucking ends, Mega Man is blatantly not old enough to shave, I don't know who to trust anymore. Yeah, I know Psychonauts 2 is out, I'm doing No More Heroes 3 first. Because while both games are my jam, Psychonauts is my jam spread conventionally on a piece of tasty bread, and No More Heroes is my jam running down the inner thighs of a high school music teacher who was almost in a successful band and never shuts up about it. Yes, the first kind of jam might be tastier and a generally more hygienic experience, but the second captures my interest more, as you might have guessed from the Cruelty Squad review. I love surreal post-punk games stitched together from the singular vision of one very easily bored person. I love stream of consciousness shit. That's why I've been inventing swear words for the last 15 years, and making stupid pictures of obscene acts being committed by jars of Branston pickle on legs. No More Heroes 3 opens with a cartoon of a young boy befriending a baby alien and helping them escape back to their home planet with a Miyazaki does E.T. sort of vibe. Then the mood swivels on a fucking dime when 20 years later the alien comes back as a frat boy dickweed wanting to mooch off the planet Earth, along with a horde of alien allies that all look like their colour schemes were decided by randomly chucking crayons at a centrifuge. Nerd assassin with poor anger management, Travis Touchdown, is forced to leave his motel room and standard routine of gaming, anime, and masturbating enough that his wrist action could power the eastern seaboard, then puts on a flying robot suit to confront the alien aggressors in yet another countdown of ranking battles. So that's like 9 genres touched upon, and we've barely wanked the surface. Like Travis Touchdown himself, No More Heroes has been in a sort of masturbator's hermitage for a few years, popping up only for that Travis Strikes Again thing, which I think had a really introspective vibe, felt like Suda51 trying to get back in touch with something, possibly his penis. And Some More Heroes 3 feels like a return to confidence with perhaps the most elaborate installment yet. I just wish it wasn't exclusive to the fucking Switch. All my Switch Pro controllers have the galloping stick drift, so I had to use the standard Joy-Con housing where the positioning with the right stick makes it feel like trying to get to second base with someone who keeps one of their tits in their handbag. But I digress. No More Heroes 3 brings back the open world sandbox of the first game, but unlike the first game, remembers to put some fucking stuff in it. Unfortunately not including a jump button, so you do still occasionally have to go 50 yards out of your way to get past a knee-high fence. I'm also confused as to why about half the areas shown on the game's map are permanently blocked off and inaccessible. If you had to make cuts, why not redraw the map? Or would that have cut into the recording time for the prolonged conversations about Takashi Miike films? You know what, the map is a metaphor for the whole game, because it's a kaleidoscope of ideas, but at the same time seems to be weighed down with a lot of unnecessary baggage. For its flaws, No More Heroes 1 was a fresh and breezy experience about an angry, foul-mouthed nerd who couldn't avoid getting dunked on even in victory because he couldn't grasp that he was fundamentally isolated from humanity. But as he drifted in an author-insert kind of direction, he now alternates between angry, foul-mouthed nerd, angry, foul-mouthed warrior poet, and angry, foul-mouthed self-aware video game protagonist. And if there's a point where the game loads its shopping basket with a few too many slightly tiresome pastries, it's when it's doing the nudge-wink self-aware video game bit. Like fairly late in the game, one of the bosses insists on fighting you as a turn-based RPG battle, which I admit was pretty funny in the 2 or 3 other subversive self-aware comedy games I can think of that did the same gag. Not here. Here it falls completely flat by having characters bang on about it for 10 minutes. Oh, I don't want to do a turn-based battle. Fuck. Hey, what's going on? Why can't I move? What's that menu doing there? Masturbate. This isn't what serious gamers want, do they, kids? Oh boy, how self-aware and quirky. Don't look away, Travis. I'm so close. Meanwhile, we defeat one of the other bosses in the game by beating them at musical chairs. Then we fight their cartoon octopus friend who can only say one word and can shoot an instant kill death laser from their mouth. See, this is the shit I wanted, Suda51, the constant barrage of weird ideas and hard left turns. Not the smug in-jokes. Stream of consciousness, not stream of self-satisfied ejaculate. There are many moments when the game feels like it's waddling about with its overloaded trousers round its ankles. The series has picked up a few running gags. You know that gag in the first game where it spends ages establishing a new boss and building up to the fight, and then psych, some other character jumps in and insta-kills them and you fight them instead? Yeah, No More Heroes 3 does that about 5 times. I kind of predicted as much when the game shows you all 10 boss characters at the start. To paraphrase Murphy's Law, no best laid plan survives contact with Suda51's attention span. It's disappointing partly because the one thing Suda 5-1 games shouldn't be is predictable. But don't misunderstand me, No More Heroes isn't just random bollocks from beginning to end, it's actually tightly structured in the classic broomstick up the arse Japanese open world fashion. Can't just whip out your glowing erection anywhere and menace the knee-high fences. Combat is strictly regimented and can only take place in closed-off dedicated arenas that have registered with the city and gotten cleared by an officially licensed murder box inspector, and you have to grind up a few generic fights before you can buy into the next ranking battle. And I've never liked No More Heroes combat much. The flow keeps dying a hideous squealing death every time you get knocked on your ass and have to mash a button to stand up, or when you have to mash a button to recharge your sword, or when you're mashing buttons to whittle down the constant damage sponge enemies, or to walk across a room, or breathe in and out because mashing buttons is your life now. And when we buy the upgrades that improve our health and attack power, it doesn't feel like we're getting stronger. It feels like we have to do it just to keep up with the ever-increasing levels of damage sponginess the enemies have. But a new feature of combat is special super attacks with longish cooldowns, including a super dropkick which stuns most enemies and knocks them out of basically any attack. I used that shit as much as I could because it's essentially a special dedicated button for when you're bored of the mashing and just want to kick something in the face very hard, which both I and my dog were grateful for. In closing summary, No More Heroes 3 is exactly the big juicy new installment us Suda 5-1 fans were hoping for after Travis Strikes Again, and is like taking a bath in Suda 5-1's head. It's self-indulgent, generally interesting to see what rubber ducks are going to float up for us next, but every now and again something inappropriate touches my leg.